Hello everyone, this is Peter Aquino and welcome to our Electrical Installation and Maintenance NC2. And today, under our first core competency in this qualification, we are going to learn how to bend PVC conduits. The first thing that we are going to do is to wear our personal protective equipment or PPE. If you are in a workplace, you are going to wear your reflectorized vest. To protect your hand from any hand injury or burning from the heat gun, you can wear safety gloves. After wearing our personal protective equipment or PPE, let's now proceed in preparing the tools and materials that we are going to use. Of course, we have the polyvinyl chloride conduit, or what we call a PVC conduit. We also have a heat gun, the measuring tool, pull-push rule. Our marking tools, we have a marker and a pencil, a wet rag or damp cloth, and we also need a pipe cutter, but in this instance, as a substitute for a pipe cutter, I use a metal saw. For our next step, we will be determining the length of the PVC conduit that we are going to use for the layout. Okay, so let us assume that the layout needs a 60 centimeter bent PVC conduit. So using the measuring tool, the pull-push rule, we are going to measure 60 centimeter length of our PVC conduit. Now, after measuring 60 centimeter, make sure that you mark it using a marking tool. And when you are marking your PVC conduit, make sure that you mark it all the way around so as to make sure that the PVC conduit will be cut evenly all throughout. For the next step, we will be cutting the PVC conduit into the desired length. For our next step, we will be locating the center of our PVC conduit. So since the length of this PVC conduit is 60 centimeters, we will now locate or mark the middle or the center of this conduit. Meaning, we will measure 30 centimeters and then mark it in the center. Now, the center will serve as the vertex of the angle. After marking the center of our PVC pipe, let's now measure around 7 inches to one side of the conduit. And 3 inches from the center up onto the other side of the PVC conduit. For our next step, we will be using our tile or a tile in the floor to serve as a reference in bending our conduit. Since the middle or the center part of our PVC conduit measures 30 centimeters. So we will also mark this right angle. One side of it will be 30 centimeters. So let's measure. Then mark it with a marking tool. Okay. So now, we are now ready to bend or heat the conduit using a heat gun. So, plug in your heat gun and turn it on. Make sure that you flip the PVC conduit while you are turning it over back and forth, so as to make sure that there are no kinks that will happen to our PVC conduit. So, when the PVC conduit is already softened, turn off the heat gun and turn it away. Now, using the reference we have on the floor or the tile, let us start bending our conduit. Okay, so using your foot, okay, so once your PVC pipe is already on the desired shape, you can now start wiping it with wet rag or damp cloth. And there you go. That is how you properly bend a PVC conduit. After bending your PVC conduit into a 90-degree angle, make sure that you perform the 5S of housekeeping. And that is all for today. I hope that you have learned something very important in your qualification and for your future careers. Once again, this has been Peter Paul Aquino for your electrical installation and maintenance NC2. Thank you so much for listening, and God bless.